Perfect. All right. Like I said, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us today in True North Aid's first webinar info session on what we do. So at any time, if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, please let me know. Jai, I see that you're on the call, and Jai, this is a great photo that Jai sent us 2 years ago. So thank you. All right.
You're welcome. It's a pleasure to be here on.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So land acknowledgement here. I am on the territory, unceded territories of the Anishinaabe, Haudenosaunee, and Algonquin peoples here, but we work remotely all across the country. And so we fulfill our humanitarian and educational mandates across Canada, working alongside northern and remote Indigenous communities who reside on unceded territories and lands covered by treaty. It's a privilege and an honor to build relationships through collaborative efforts that uphold Indigenous-led, community-centered initiatives. So a little bit about me, because I'm the main point of contact when it comes to communities reaching out. So I've been with True North Aid volunteering since 2018 and began collecting medical supplies to send up to the James Bay coast. I did that for about 2 years before I officially signed on to be outreach with True North Aid. So I live in Kingston, Ontario, so pretty far away from a lot of the communities we work with. And back in 2019, when I was starting my position here with True North Aid, I say as a volunteer because that's when I was doing the volunteer stuff, but I traveled to Edmonton First Nation to set up orthotics, prosthetics, and foot care clinics. And my main job is building relationships with community partners, volunteers, and businesses. That's actually being transferred over as we grow more, but yeah, so the outreach that I do in communities is connecting those with living in remote communities to educate about our programs, which you'll find out a little bit more later. Sometimes I help with presentations to corporate donors, working to foster relationships between communities, organizations, and other partners. I work with our team on that, a reconciliation coordinator. So we also track project status and applications, send information of photos and projects for donors to see. I also run the communications, so emails and social media and website. So, and we plan and implement our programs with guidance from the Indigenous Advisory Committee that I'll introduce you a little bit later. So about us, a quick overview of True North Aid. So we do provide practical humanitarian support through our 8 stones of support, which is water, food, housing, health, self-determination, reconciliation, culture, and education. And so those are the pillars of basically if any project will fall within those stones of support. Our biggest ones, I would say recently in the past year, have been under health and culture. So we do fund a lot of projects like that. And so we do work closely with Indigenous communities through the grassroots initiatives that are implemented, and that is often run by Indigenous peoples or allies. And we also provide funding, supplies, some health services, as mentioned earlier, mentorship to those communities that don't have these services accessible, readily accessible to their communities. And so we also, unfortunately, Katie can't be on the call today, but she's a reconciliation coordinator and hosts lots of reconciliatory activities for all Canadians to participate and grow awareness about the past, present, and what the future looks like. And those projects are reconciliation walks, which is in the photo here, our Hockey Cares project, which is an exchange between Oakville and Attawapiskat youth. There's Becoming Kin retreats were based on Patty Krawick's book, Becoming Kin, and also a Taste of Indigenous Canada that is being revamped this year. Last time that we did it was in 2019. We tried to do it in 2020, but the pandemic happened. So we're happy to be back doing that again this year. Our next Taste of Indigenous Canada event will be held in Edmonton on April 7th. So that's really exciting that we can do that again. And that's all through Katie and our lovely support from Lisa Mazzicato, who's on this call as well, who's our operations manager. And this is our wonderful Indigenous Advisory Committee, and I know some of them on. Kate Brennan's all on the call, Carrie's as well. Paul was trying to get on, was having a lot of problems and getting on, but that's okay. Linda as well, Christine, and Norman. So we're very grateful to our Indigenous advisors for speaking into a lot of our daily efforts and the community initiatives programs and stuff. So basically they get the final say on if programs or need to happen. So, and we always are conscientious about working with Indigenous people and focusing on the 4 R's, which is responsibility, relationship, respect, and reciprocity. And so here's are some of the highlights that we've done last year. So 114,555 pounds of aid was shipped. That doesn't include the menstrual supplies, but Moontime Connections, which is a menstrual equity group under the umbrella of True North Aid, they've shipped up to 4 million products in the past few years. So I want to make note of them. Last year we supported 38 community initiatives. Over 100 communities were reached through our supplies and community initiatives program. And with that being said, over 12,000 people were supported all last year. So we're grateful to work with people and be able to support this many people. And since 2017, there's this map probably should be updated, but we've worked with over 150 communities providing supplies. So we're a small charity. There's 6 staff here, hoping to add on another staff member soon, and hopefully we have news for you on that. But this is what our outreach is with our board member Kim likes to say that we're the little engine that could. So. And here's the overview, a quick overview of our programs. I did mention the reconciliation initiatives, the Hockey Cares program, and our supplies programs, which you can see are pretty extensive, as well as I'll be going into more detail about the community initiatives program. But this is just a quick overview of what we've been working on. I did forget to add the Work to Give program on here. That's working with inmates in several institutions, Indigenous inmates, to create benches, all sorts of things that get shipped up to communities. And they're created again by inmates through the Corrections Canada and Movember. So that should have been added on there, but just wanted to let you guys know that. And so our supplies programs, we try having them every single year. We just received and closed applications for a good night's sleep program, which is providing bedding and mattresses to communities all across the country. And so we work with Silk and Snow, a box mattress company, to ship these supplies. And so hopefully we have more answers and be able to support as many people as we can. We also do our back to school program, which is backpack school supplies for kids going to school. A lot of it's high school and majority is elementary school. So last year with that program, we were able to support about 5,000 students across the country and providing some school supplies to them. And Moontime Connections, I've mentioned them as well, menstrual products to communities. They've grown very extensively over the past few years, and now they're focusing on education as well. And so I would check out their page on our website for more opportunities with Moontime Connections. And we also do Roll Up for the North, which is we work with Goodwill Industries in London and Ontario to bring refurbished wheelchairs to remote communities for those that need them. We try doing that biannually. We also have a really great connection with Lego Replay. And so Lego, which is really exciting. So 1 box of Lego is 3 pounds and it's given to each student that you can see here in the photo up there. But we've been working with them since 2020 for getting Lego up to kids 4 years of age and older. And so that's a year-round project. And so if you're interested in Lego, please connect with me and I can see what we can do. As well, we just have our Northern Reads program. And now that's going to actually be amalgamated into a much bigger program near the end of the year for the holidays. And so we help provide books, culturally relevant books to communities in partnership with Good Minds and What's the other one? Strong Nations out of British Columbia. So we're really happy to have these partnerships, and these are Indigenous owned businesses as well. And so Katie can't be here to talk about this program, but it just launched. A brand new grassroots program. We get a lot of people that come from the South that say, hey, how can I help? What can I do a fundraiser for? What can I do a collection drive for? And sometimes we don't always have the community's information on what they would like in there. So this basically connects the communities from up north and down south to connect with one another, and whether that's through hockey equipment, school supplies, winter clothes, blankets. So if you're interested in this for your community, I encourage you to apply and tell us more what your community is like and what the focus is and the three main things that you would want for your community. So Katie, that's gap@truenorthaid.ca if you want more information on that. We'll have a web page up soon. And now community initiatives is our biggest program out of all. We support Indigenous-led projects in northern and remote communities across Canada that aim to create positive and impactful community-centered change. And so we provide support towards projects that empower communities with holistic and sustainable projects focused on, but aren't limited to, the advancement of education, cultural revitalization, and community building, reclaiming plant and food sovereignty, addressing housing inequities, promotion of holistic, physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual well-being, and getting that equitable access to essential resources. So a few things if you're considering applying for the Community Initiatives Program. One, are you applying on behalf of a northern remote community? That's within our CRA mandate that it needs to be 55 degrees latitude, but we do have some exceptions. So check out our website and find out what that means. Or it can be 2 hours away. Does your project fit within our 5 objects? Do you have a clear plan with a budget? And are you addressing a need in your community? Are you working with others on your project and have 2 letters of reference? And the reason why we ask for letters of reference is to say, hey, we know that the community is supporting you. And we also require some quotes attached to your application so we know where you're getting certain numbers from. So that's just a few things to consider. And so here are some examples of things that we're not able to fund. Research and development projects that do not support Indigenous peoples. Food requests, like anything that's like food hampers or kind of an emergency food, like a food bank, etc. We aren't able to do that, unfortunately. Insurance, consulting fees, and administrative costs. So just something to keep in mind when you're applying for support. So here's the application process. I feel we let you know within 60 days of the 15th, so 2 months basically, but we have a deadline by the 15th of each month. You can apply for whatever it is you're applying for. So every month it's the 15th. So if you don't get your application in say like March 15th, then you can submit your application in April. And if you don't submit by April, so on and so forth. We'll support you with that process. And so staff usually review the first week of the following month. And if it's approved by staff, the application is forwarded to the Indigenous Advisory Committee for their review. And if it's not approved by staff, the outreach manager will discuss the outcome. Like, are we not able to fund, or do you just need more information? We're always willing to work with you on that. And so it's never, I wouldn't say it's never a no, but we can work on it. So for those of you who are thinking about initiatives in your community, like how do you even start? What's the need? What are the resources that you need to address the need? What goals are achieved by addressing this need? What's the short-term impact? What's the long-term impact? And who can you count on for support in that and how you do your initiative? So here are some great projects from the past and ones that we're looking forward to as well. Lots of on-the-land camps, food storage programs. We provided freezers for community up in Aklavik, Northwest Territories. Mental health workshops that was done in Colville Lake. in the territories as well. Moose hide tanning and cultural programs, there's tons of those. Music and fiddle programs. We've been working with Buffalo Narrows in Saskatchewan and helping with their fiddle program. And as you can see, the kids down here, they're super cute and they love the program. So we're happy to do long-term partnerships with programs that do really make a difference. We've done language conferences for the Northern Lights School District in the past. Canoe journeys, which is like a tribal canoe journey across the BC coast down to the United States. Cultural exchanges, chicken coop projects, bike programs, tiny homes. And when I say tiny homes, so we don't fund capital projects. However, with something like tiny homes, and things like that, we usually approve programs that where the community is involved in the building, or students, or there's something that is gained elsewhere to provide that kind of thing. So something to keep in mind. And community gardens and greenhouses, we've got lots of requests for that. So that's just some of the ideas and past programs that we supported. Take a look at our website and you'll see all the programs that we've done. So just take a peek and learn more about that there, but just a brief overview. So the ways you comply, the main one is through our application portal called Apply, and it's Smart Monkey Apply. So you would apply through this portal online. What's great about Smart Monkey, a Survey Monkey, sorry, and the Apply portal is that you can invite people to help you out with the application. You can upload your receipts, any quotes, everything like that. And you can also update your midterm report, your final report, upload photos, that kind of stuff. So it's all in one, all inclusive. You just need one link to get into that. So it's a really handy tool for us in the back end, but also I think for communities as well. But if you're, internet's not always accessible or great, we can talk over the phone or have a video chat and submit that way as well. So we are pretty open to lots of ways of applying for support. So just keep that in mind as well. So when it comes to working with you and supporting you with your projects, our responsibilities are respect, understanding communities and people are unique and have distinct ways of being. We build our relationship, and so we hope to build that on trust and listening and care, support, and making sure that we're removing barriers and promoting accessibility. Like I just mentioned with the ways to apply, that's one way that we try to remove that barrier as well. And your responsibility, it's communication. Just like, hey, let us know if something changes. Let us know if you need an extension on funds or something like that. And you're also just, please share your stories and your feedback with us on the project. It's not only helps us to move donors to help donate and fund projects like this, but I think it also inspires other communities to, hey, I want to do that. How do I do that? So it really is like the whole collaboration, and sharing your stories is so important, I think, especially for other communities. So when it comes to this, do your research if you need to. Start small, ask for help, keep it simple. That's probably the key takeaways from when you're doing these applications. And you know what, too, like we have a project that is starting up in April, and a lot of people will go back to their community, like take the knowledge that they have in Ottawa or wherever they are and go back to their community and teach them that kind of stuff too. So we're always encouraging knowledge sharing with communities as well. But you know your community best, and so we're here to help and learn. So that's about it. So does anyone have any questions or comments or anything like that right now?
Jai here.
Hi.
Hi. Thank you for your presentation. It's very informative. There are always times when we don't realize how much thing you're able to fund, and this is a very good start. Sometimes we're so busy we don't have time. I'm speaking for myself, that is. Hardly have time to go on the website to figure out what you have. But I have a question in regards to education.
Sure.
So we have by faith started an education program with 15 students. We have partnered with Northlands College. Northland College is paying the school fee for their, not the school fee, sorry, the operational costs for the instructor to run the program.
Mm.
But we are at the process of, like, we have to get some tools, and we are running a full 18-week carpentry program.
Cool.
So we have recruited some people from the community and the Montreal Lake Child and Family Agency, and some other projects we're working on. We are hoping to be employing these students after they're completing. But we're running into a stumbling block right now where we are, although we are pushing everything, we are short of fund for tools and some other stuff. Is this something that you would consider funding if we send in an application, or is this out of the scope of your education in terms of how you're thinking about education?
No, I would say absolutely please apply.
Okay.
Yeah, just like I said, be as specific as you can.
Yeah.
Let us know what portions of that you'd like to have funded.
Okay.
And just, like I said, be specific when it comes to that, to what you want funded.
Okay. Because
Yeah,
I did reach out to two different other sources. I'm still pending that, but even with those two applications, there will still be a shortfall. So I'm looking
yeah,
to fill the gap between the three to make the program efficient for everyone, and to be employing these citizens, right? It's
yeah,
creating employment, building relationships and stuff like that. And we've got 5 of them out of the we started with 14. We've lost 2 of them already, and
right.
this is the second week. We're hoping to stay with the 12. So with that, 5 of them are going to be fully certified with their program. They're in the certified program, and the rest of them are in the modified. They
Yeah,
were able to give us some leadway for the modified class. So
awesome. Is this happening right now?
it's already started. Yeah, we're doing it by
Okay.
faith.
Okay, okay. Well, I would apply as soon as you can.
Yeah.
Um, before the 15th. I know there might be. We'll have the chat, Jai.
Okay. Yeah.
But my suggestion is, if you know a program that is happening, I would like give at least 2 to 3 months before the
Yeah.
program starts when you apply. I should have mentioned that in the chat as a suggestion, just so that we're not rushing and
Hmm.
yeah, it's so just to keep that in mind. But send me an email. We'll
Yeah.
chat. Yeah,
Well, the reason why I'm in this predicament is because Indigenous Service Canada had made a commitment to fund this under a program they had called Post Majority, but that did
yeah,
not work out for us. So we couldn't cancel at this time because everything else is in place.
right,
The
right.
instructor is hired, we have the building, we have the students and all of that. So I'm now